Hello everybody, today is Tuesday, April 24th. It's 2:14 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, making the video early today. It's midday in the markets. On my right is my computer clock, on my left is the time and sales, the Emini S&P currently trading at 215 at 26.25 and a quarter approximately. Today was a pretty good day for the Autotrader. I'm going to go over a few things, and I think in each video I'm going to cover something sent to us from people that email us. We get quite a few emails and people ask questions about the Autotrader. So before I begin, today's question, somebody has emailed me quite a bit and they are asking for a chart of a precision Renko 10 tick with a 300% reversal or more. And the lesson from this is that never once have I shown a precision Renko 10 tick with a 300% reversal. And the reason for that is the precision Renko with a 300% reversal on a 10 tick chart would take approximately 50 ticks for the trade to reverse and to get in the trade. So it's just not the right bar type or setup for those particular settings. If you're looking for settings, you should begin with the charts that you see in the videos and try to improve my settings, or try new settings that might be similar or make sense. There's settings that just don't make sense, and there's only one chart that I use the precision Renko on, and that is the Crude Oil 8150. I simply don't show it on many other charts because it works best at lower reversal percentages, and it's recommended that you don't use more than 150 or 200% perhaps at the most. Okay, on to today's video. The first up is the DAX 150 tick, and this looks like it hit its goal and had quite a bit of positive slippage. The goal is 2,500, loss limit 15, and we did 27.87, so this must have been a quick push down here at the end where it hit its goal, and so it had major positive slippage today. Someone also wrote in asking us to show some of the charts that are stopped out. As you know, it's not all peaches and cream. We do have charts that get stopped out, and I'm going to bring an example of that over right now. So here is the DAX on a Super Renko 14 tick, and this did get stopped out. This is the one with the $5,000 goal, but keep in mind this has better than a 2-to-1 win rate. The loss limit is only half the amount of the profit goal, and yet this chart still shows up a lot as consistent. Now, one of the reasons I like to start with my equity at 0 every day is that I can see where the Autotrader made an equity high, and on this first 3 trades here we had an equity high of over $1,000 on 2 contracts. So indeed, with smaller goals or different settings, of course, getting stopped out could be avoided, and this is often the case. A lot of times when we do get stopped out on a chart, there can be substantial equity in the chart. So I create my charts to show really broad settings that make sense, but every trader is different. The trader with 100,000 in his account is not going to have the same goals and settings as the trader with $10,000 account. So each one of these charts in my videos really needs to be fine-tuned by the user depending on his account size. Having said that, the Autotrader is a tool. I don't like to refer to it as a trading system, so to speak, with some fancy name and that it does this and that. The Autotrader is truly a tool that allows you to test different settings and different scenarios in the markets on different charts. And what I'm trying to show in the videos every day is to show that the Autotrader is versatile and consistent, and indeed we see many of the same charts over and over again. Okay, next up is the Nasdaq on a regular 10 Renko chart, and this drew down only about $350. We had some nice winners here, and then it came back and If I drag the chart to the right, we can see our equity curve, how the day went. We ultimately hit our goal of 2,000 right here prior to the noon hour. Here's the template for this chart, and then on our trade management, our daily goal was 2,000, and indeed we hit that goal. Okay, next is the Nasdaq on the 2584 high Kanashii tick chart. This hit its goal today, I believe. Our goal being 2250. So we hit our goal with zero slippage, and we drew down about $800, which is $400 per contract. Once again on this chart, the indicator signals showing really well here, and the Autotrader taking these trades quite well. Okay, next up is the DAX on a Super Renko 14 tick. This one has our daily goal of 2,000. And it's slightly different settings, but the DAX 14 tick Super Renko that got stopped out had very similar trades, except that this one hit its goal at the top of this move. So I want to come back to the chart that got stopped out, and you can see that the trades are fairly similar here, except that had we gone up here with two contracts, we would have hit a goal of 2,000. I've stated in the past that 5,000 is a bit of a stretch for two contracts in the Nasdaq, unless your account size is considerable. So here's our chart on the Super Renko 14 that hit its goal, and then here is the Super Renko 14 tick that got stopped out, and you can see the trades are very similar. We might have had a chance here with a lower goal for sure. Another word about goals is most of the goals of my charts are pretty liberal, so I would expect that most traders actually use lower goals than I'm showing, unless your account size justifies it. Okay, next up is the crude oil on a Super Renko 7 tick, and this did 1,500 for the day. Our daily goal on this is approximately 1,500, so we hit our goal with no slippage on this chart. Here is our template. Okay, next up is the Nasdaq on a Super Renko 10 tick, and this hit its goal of 1,500, and this chart was quite active, probably more active than it usually is. It looks like our peak drawdown here was about 650, 325 per contract, and then we came up here and hit our goal by around the 2 o'clock hour. Okay, next is the Emini S&P on a regular 1-minute chart, and this had a loser here, drew down about $500, 250 per contract, and then this winning trade was quite a lot, over 40 ticks in this. So here it entered at 26.65.75, and it covered down here at 26.47, so almost 20 points, 18 points on one contract and about 17 on the other. So pretty strong trade there. Our goal on this, I believe, is 2,000. Obviously, this would have done more had we not got stopped out. Would have done a lot more. Now, if I tighten this up, you can see the kind of signals from the indicator just on a 1-minute chart. This is just a fantastic move. We got the sell signal on the indicator at 26.65 approximately, and the market went as low as 26.18. That is 48 points in the Emini S&P, which is almost 200 ticks on this signal from the indicators. Okay, here's a chart of the Dow on a 100-tick line break chart. Just started plotting this chart just to see how this might go, and it's about 50-50 so far, win-loss rate, maybe 60-40. But in any case, I believe it hit its goal today of 1,500. In any case, it came shy of its goal, which is 2,500, but the day's not over. So this was fairly active today. You can see our higher time frame pretty much only allowed us to go short. And the reason it's not staying short through these pullbacks here is I'm using the precision trend exit, so it's actually exiting when the bars turn blue but then going short again. So perhaps I should not use the precision trend exit, but that's the kind of control you have with the Autotrader. Looking at this chart, the higher time frame is red all the way down here, and so I wouldn't have had this many trades had I not used the precision trend exit, which is actually a filter. You have a choice to use it or not use it. And so the result of that is even though it's going short here, if we get a blue bar, then it exits. Okay, next is the Emini S&P on a regular 5 Renko chart. This hit its goal of 750, probably had some slippage. And it only had a few trades, which is really what you want, and the goal is modest on this, and that's kind of probably the way it should be. But this has been a good chart for us. Okay, next up is the Emini S&P on a 987 tick line break, and this looks like it hit its goal of 1200. Well, 1300. Probably had some slippage because it stopped trading, so it was quite active today. Overall, looks like we drew down $600 or $700, $300 a contract or so. Okay, next is the crude oil on a Super Renko 6 tick. This is using our line break logic, and this came close to our goal, I'm pretty sure. Actually exceeded our goal. We had positive slippage, so we did 1,040 on this, trading 2 contracts. Okay, next up is the Emini S&P on a Super Renko 6 tick, and this hit its goal in a single trade early in the session, pre-market. We've seen this chart quite a bit. The goal on this one is 1,000, so we had a tick of slippage or 2. When we hit our goal, we use a market order. Okay, next up is the Emini S&P on a 5 Renko chart with a higher time frame filter, and that is a Super Renko 8 tick. And this chart had some winning trades up to about 500, then drew down just a few dollars, less than $100, and then came up and hit its goal with these 2 trades here. Okay, the Emini S&P that starts trading at 12:30 p.m. Here's the template here. This only has a goal of 750, and this was hit with 2 trades here, and there was a lot to go, but that's okay. Quite a bit of volatility in the Emini S&P, the market dropping 50 points or so, or a range of 50 points or more. Next up is the Nasdaq on a 987 high Kanashii chart, and this hit its goal of 1,000 in a single trade. It was really quite the day today. Almost every chart we follow hit its goal. And finally, the mid cap on a Super Renko 10 tick hit its goal in 2 trades very early in the session. This one has a goal of 1,000, and that was hit. We enter a market order if we reach our goal, and then sometimes there's slippage and sometimes there's positive slippage. Okay, forgot to show this, but the crude oil on the Precision Renko 8 150 has been a very consistent chart for us. This one uses our line break logic. It was a little bit volatile with the equity, but it eventually came up and hit our goal of 1,000. That's all for today's video.